We're about a minute into the first. This one for three. Towns can't get it to go. For Boston, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Tatum, and off the left side of the rim, it swirls in for him.
Well, the jump shot that Jason Tatum has is absolutely lethal. The form, the extension, everything is on point.
For three, Bridges. Offensive rebound. Another shot. Robinson can't hit.
Oh, gritty defense. Protecting the rim at all costs against a guy who has all sorts of ways to finish.
New York has gone 0 for 2 from outside. Towns against Tatum. There's a screen. And he's in the books. Now 1 for 2.
Guys, that is what you call two physical, hard-earned points from Karl Anthony Towns. Go ahead and embrace that contact.
Porzingis with a screen on Bridges. Holiday against Bridges. Porzingis sets a screen. Here's Holiday. 6 to shoot. The Knicks pull it in. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one. And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. We discussed just how difficult Jason Tatum is to guard and what he wants his team to do against him. And Coach told me he's a very talented and polished player. I told our guys to stay in front of him, don't fall for the pump fakes, play smart and under control. It's easier said than done, but we'll see if they're up to the task. Guys, back to you.
And Allie, thank you for that. Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
Holiday from long range. And after missing his first 3 shots, he drains it. 1 for 4.
With balance and good rhythm, Holiday serves as an effective catch-and-shoot player.
Up top, Bridges. Outside, Hart. The teardrop. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Well, you want Mitchell Robinson to finish with strength and authority, and he does there.
White against Hart. The open shot, White. And the Celtics tack on 2 more.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Towns, a screen on Holiday. Pass to Towns. Hard against White. Towns on a screen. And an Obi for 3. That's in. Coming off an assist from Towns.
Nice job by OG Anunoby to be aggressive from distance.
Holiday looking for an opening. They kick it out to Porzingis. Tatum, a screen on Robinson. Here's Porzingis. Oh, Robinson with a block.
Well, this is the special aspect of Mitchell Robinson. That rim protection, that ability to send it back. Look out.
Anunoby on the wing. Defended by Brown. Robinson passes to Hart. It's hauled in by White.
Hard to turn down a look that good. Still, long twos are losing favor, and misses like that are the reason why.
He drops it from range. Oh, another lead change. 6 total in the first half.
And this is the battle we were hoping to see.
Here's Robinson. And that's not gonna go. Misses at the buzzer. Plenty of offense in this. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Celtics?
Well, they found a groove, and it's from distance, so knocking them down from the three-point land never hurts.
Yeah, what an excellent display of passing in the early stages of this game. A good deal of their points coming directly off quality passes.
On the floor for Boston, the 2 Jays, Brown at the 3 and Tatum at the 4. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. Well, Grant, we know non-shooting big men can clog the paint. But if they know where to move off the ball, that certainly helps.
Yeah, you know, big men who know those circle actions, like flashing to the open spot when their man gives help, they often end up with easy looks inside.
Well, you cannot let Mikal Bridges get into the paint because he's going to hammer it home when you do.
Porzingis with a screen on Anunoby. Tatum passes to Porzingis. Outside, Brown. Pulls up. The Knicks with the rebound.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
Oh, that's something else,
Just
man!
Beautiful. Another lead change. Give these teams credit. They're really fighting it out.
Neither team willing to give an inch, and neither able to seize the momentum. This has been a fascinating one to watch. That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
Doris, it's hard to pick one, but Derek White is in the running for best defensive guard.
It's so true, and what Derek White does perhaps better than any other guard is block shots. When we talk about top on-ball defenders, he's also on that list. You want to talk about somebody who can get in the passing lane and be disruptive. He's on that list. Truly can do it all. Well, Jason Tatum forces that defender with the up fake to get off his feet, and he does a tremendous job drawing contact.
Boston shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight. You know, it's easy to focus on Jason Tatum scoring, but Doris, he's excellent in a number of areas.
Brian, he's a high-level rebounder. He now knows how to keep his teammates involved. He's competitive on the defensive end and willing to absorb a big-time assignment. He has got a complete game.
Porzingis with a screen on Anunoby. They kick it out to Porzingis. Back to Tatum. Oh, Tatum with a throwdown.
Oh, how easy it is to get off your feet. How about the spring from Jason Tatum?
Bridges on the attack. And it's Bridges with the jam. One team gains momentum, then the other storms back.
Hey, if this is any indication of how the game is going to go, we're in for a treat.
Tatum, a screen on Bridges. Inside. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
Yeah, the problem with Jason Tatum in the pick and roll is he can roll or pop, and that makes him hard to guard.
Holiday against Bridges. Pass to Towns. Robinson, a screen on Tatum. Back to Bridges. New York needs to get one up quick. The timer ticks.
Mitchell Robinson so quick off his feet. Good night.
Tatum to the rack. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. Holiday's got assist number 5 here tonight.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
And stolen by Porzingis. For the finish. And finished by Tatum. Wow.
And that's about length. It's about awareness. It's about anticipation. Porzingis able to kickstart the break.
And of course, Boston winning 8 consecutive titles from 1959 to 1966. Doris, you think we'll ever see a streak like that again?
PA, I think that's almost impossible in this day and age. With free agency or salary cap restrictions, it's just hard to win 2 in a row these days, let alone 8. My goodness.
Now Holiday. Tatum, a screen on Bridges. Holiday drives in. There's Tatum with the 3. Tatum drills the 3.
The ability for Jason Tatum to be ready on the catch. Those opportunities make the game a little bit easier.
Towns, a screen on Holiday. Bridges passes to Towns. Bridges against Holiday. Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Porzingis. Here we go, all alone. Here's Tatum. There goes Tatum, taking it all the way.
Jason Tatum is a thirsty scorer, and right now filling it up.
Knicks trail by 8. Outside Anunoby. Robinson, a screen on Brown. Here's Anunoby. Pass to Robinson. Kicks it out Towns. He got it up. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And so that brings the first half to a close. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter. Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Yeah, I love how effortlessly he scored. The game just comes so easy for him.
Now, let's see if he continues that trend the rest of the way. He certainly has the talent and the endurance to do just that.
They've got DeLon Wright. Achua is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Jalen Brunson. And it's Porty in at the center position. That's the 5 for New York right now. Knicks trail by 8. Now here's Brunson. From 12 feet. And that one's long. Boston has gone 4 of 8 from 3. A nice percentage. Tucker against Craig. Horford, a screen on Tucker, and it's a defensive 3-second violation. Well, Grant, all the high hopes Knicks fans have had in recent years, they have finally come to fruition.
Yeah, it really was good to see the Knicks have a great campaign last year. From the players to the coaches to the front office and the fans. They've pressed all the right buttons. Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Boy, that's a play you just practice time and time again, and that's the result of the work put in.
Right wing. Here's Pritchard. Kept alive. Cornette. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Boy, his hard work on the offensive glass, earning an additional opportunity.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Jalen Brunson's craft sets him apart. He said, quote, "I've always played with my instincts and tried to see the game a couple plays ahead. As I've gotten older, that part of my game has gotten wiser and better, but I'm still learning." Ryan, that's a scary thought for the rest of the league.
He's already plenty dangerous, Allie. The offensive rebound. Pass to Pritchard. And all around the rim that time before dropping. Pritchard's got his first bucket in this one.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Here's Porty. Knocks it loose. Horford with a steal. Here's the break. Puts the move on. Count it. Richard's got his second basket on the night.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And that one's good. Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. My goodness, that was deep.
Celtics lead 43-32.
Here's Pritchard. Brunson defending. Pritchard, the pass to Horford. It's hauled in by Jalen Brunson.
Got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit.
Count that one.
Yeah, just masterful use of the pick and roll by Jalen Brunson. Shot ready as soon as he wants to let it fly.
Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
Here's Pritchard. Brunson defending. And Pritchard, here we go. Plenty of space. Cornette with the bucket. Cornette's got 5. 1:21 left in the third quarter. Brunson surveys. Here's the floater. It's tipped. Pass to Cornette. Back to Pritchard. Achua with a steal. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Here's Tucker. Launches it. Knocks it down from distance.
You simply must play better defense than that. This guy is too good from distance.
Celtics lead by 8.
45-37.
Here's Pritchard. Horford, a screen on Brunson. Here's Pritchard. Craig inside. Checked by Tucker. Pass to Pritchard. 6 to shoot. A good-looking shot from the wing. Pritchard's got 6 points in the quarter. And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for New York. Achua with a screen. It's Brunson working inside.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the height, guys. Brunson is a terrific finisher inside.
39.
Here's Pritchard. To the right side. Here's Hauser. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the day? And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th quarter. The Celtics with the lead. So the Celtics 5 right now. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the point. Back to Tatum. Fires the 3. Knocks down the long J. Tatum's got 25 points in the game.
What a weapon the 3 has become for Jason Tatum. Look out.
Bridges against Holiday. Towns a screen on Holiday. Kicks it out Towns. Takes a 3. Connects from downtown.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
Porzingis sets a screen. Tatum's got room. It's hauled in by Robinson. Robinson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Towns a screen on White. Here's Hart. Pass to Anunoby. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound. Celtics lead by 8. Down low. Oh, JB rattling the rim.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown so quick off his feet. What a vertical threat he is.
Holiday against Bridges. Robinson a screen on Holiday. For 3, Bridges. Boston pulls it in. And here we go. The Celtics on the run. And Holiday powers it home.
And striking without warning. Holiday can be so sudden.
Hart from long range. Offensive rebound. Towns for 3. Buries it from 3. Towns has got 6 points in the quarter.
Impressive offensive versatility for a big. He can show you a variety of looks.
54-45.
White against Hart. Right side White. Clock at 6. Porzingis with a screen on Hart. White for 3. And it's New York with a rebound. Robinson's got rebound number 7 tonight. Hart against White. Tipped away. Bridges outside. To the middle. White with it. If you're just joining us, 4th quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Outside Porzingis. Pass to Holiday. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Bridges. Again, the Celtics good for 2 more.
Yeah, so poised. I mean, Holiday also possesses outstanding clock awareness in these situations.
Bridges with it. Porzingis picks him up defensively. Holiday's over to help. Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
I just love the strong finish there inside.
Man, he's got that dunker's mindset, doesn't he? Always ready to pounce. Boston leading by 9. Outside White. foul on Josh Hart. That's his first foul of the game. And the Knicks making a change here. Now Jewish checked in.
Coming onto the floor for your New York Knicks.
There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Porzingis with a screen on Towns. Just 5 to shoot. And here's Brown for 3. Drops in the 3. And the Celtics lead by 12.
Jaylen Brown has tightened his handle, and that allows him to be effective as a pick-and-roll option.
Towns on a screen. Here's Anunoby. Back to Towns. Pass to Hart. The 3 is up. And it's Jason Tatum with a rebound. For Boston, they've gotten 5 of their 7 shots to fall in this final quarter. Porzingis finds Tatum. A minute 6 left in the fourth quarter. Over Achua. Hart pulls it in. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. A 12-point game.
And a comfortable win for them here. Game is out of reach. Good performance for the Celtics.
You know, their ability to protect the ball helped win it for them.
Yeah, it really did. Less turnovers mean you can get more chances to score. All coaches tell you to value every possession.
And what a huge performance it was for Jason Tatum.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
And the basket by Brown.
What a performance tonight. Getting a win like this on the road is such a boost.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
Back to Tatum. Three-pointer, Holiday. The Knicks with the rebound.
Celtics lead 62-52.
So we see the Celtics taking the W here. It ends up being a fairly easy road win. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up for Allie LaForce.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Damian Lillard out there with Jackson, and it's Prince in at the 3. And for the Knicks, they've got OG Anunoby. Hart is out there with Bridges. Then there's Towns, and it's Robinson in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Well, both these teams, of course, Greg, strong and rebounding. Should be a battle out there.
Nothing easy in the paint, Kevin. Both front courts will be fighting for every possession when they miss.
And so the Milwaukee Bucks get the first points of the ballgame. Bridges with it. Towns a screen on Jackson. Bridges misses. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, D.A.?
Well, earlier I spoke with Tom Thibodeau. I asked him what his team needed to do in order to contain Giannis Antetokounmpo. Coach told me we have to make sure to communicate and help out on defense, specifically clogging up and taking away lanes to the rim. That's how he can really hurt you. Of course, it will be an all-hands-on-deck tonight approach, trying to stop the Greek freak. Guys?
Thanks, David. Screen by Giannis. Prince misses. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. And Greg, 2 seasons ago, the Bucks ranked first in defensive rating. Last season, they dropped down to number 19.
Yeah, shifting defensive schemes, coaching changes, also swapping Drew Holiday for Damian Lillard. But they can and should be better than 19.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Misses the deep three-point attempt. And it's hard penetrating. Anunoby has the open look. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
Lillard against Anunoby. Got us a screen on Anunoby. Lillard, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Looking to end the run. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
How about the flash by Antetokounmpo? I mean, just an insanely talented athlete who loves to punish that rim.
It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got his 4th rebound in this one. Hart with it. He's picked up by Lopez. Hart, that's good.
You know, getting inside and doing damage there really elevates Hart's game, and I'd like to see him be that kind of all-around threat.
Bucks trail by 3. Kicks it out to Lillard. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. And he banks in the lane. Lillard's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Gotta like that attacking mindset of Lillard. I mean, very confident in his ability to score and finish inside.
Jackson against Bridges. Clock at 6. Anunoby against Prince. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
1:33 left here in the first quarter. Giannis outside. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Hart kicks to Bridges. Back to Hart. Towns sets the pick for Hart. 5 on the clock. Lillard against Towns. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. The Bucks trail. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Anunoby. Lillard, the pass to Giannis. Kicks it out to Prince. Back to Giannis. And Antetokounmpo slams it in.
The combination of size and elite athleticism on full display from Giannis there.
Bridges with it. Outguarded by Giannis. And the dunk by Towns.
Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision excellent.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That is his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
32 seconds left in the first. Lopez sets a screen for Lillard. Tries to the hoop. And Lillard throws it down.
Boy, the ability to knife inside and convert Lillard is fearless when it comes to attacking the basket.
Bridges deciding where to go with it. Towns a screen on Jackson. Bridges misses. Here's Jackson. And he makes that one.
Excellent activity and timing on the offensive glass. That's how you get extra possessions.
Here's Hart. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And what stands out to you from the Bucks in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
Robinson is out there with Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Bridges in at the point. That's the 5 for New York right now. And Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team. And it's not just because they're winning. It's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
Bridges shot. Good.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now, here's Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. Giannis slashing. Oh, and Antetokounmpo hammers it in.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Nothing surprising about that, guys. We've come to expect plays like that from him, and still, they never get old.
And it's Lillard missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thank you. OG Anunoby has become a great complementary offensive weapon. Coach Tom Thibodeau says he's got a really good feel for it. He's very unique in that sense. He knows how to read defenses and how to attack. Kevin, his acquisition has taken this team to another level at both ends of the court.
DA, it's been phenomenal. No question about that whatsoever. Thank you so much.
Look, we know Giannis can get it done inside. Defense will have to try much harder to stop him in there.
And it's Towns penetrating.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
And Clark, the debate around Karl Anthony Towns. Is he the greatest shooting big of all time?
Well, look, if you just want to go number, it's an emphatic yes. No 7-foot has ever shot it like Cat. Around 40% from 3 over his career. It's not just a 1 or 2 season deal. That's a multi-year career. So I say yes.
Antetokounmpo shooting foul. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
Giannis Antetokounmpo at the line. 2 shots. The play is under video review under NBA rules. There will be 2 minutes to review
the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now, here's Anunoby.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Towns a screen on Antetokounmpo. On the clock. New York needs to get off a shot. Oh, and here we go. Antetokounmpo. Nobody back. Antetokounmpo using his speed in transition.
And the ball handling of Antetokounmpo, my goodness, really unreal. For a guy his size, his dribbling is ridiculous.
Towns sets the pick for Pritchett. The kick out to Towns. It's Hart on the wing. Towns a screen on Lillard. Hart, no good. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Clark, there are some that would say that Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best player in Milwaukee Bucks history. Others might say Lou Alcindor. What do you say?
Hey, pump the brakes on that Giannis. I love the Greek freak. And I tell you, Kareem is my guy. I would tip my hat there, but I certainly understand why others would say Giannis. I'm going to hang my hat to Kareem. That's serving it up on the platter there. What a nice pass. A high percentage look was the result.
24.
Lopez, a screen on Anunoby. Lillard from outside. Robinson pulls it in. The Knicks leading by 4. Here's Anunoby. Here he goes. Towns, no luck. For Milwaukee, they've gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all total.
Putting that Stanton to the test, the big fella, banging it down.
Milwaukee foul. Jackson. First personal foul. First team foul.
Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession. Hart, wide open, he fires. Traps in the tray. Hart's got the lead up to 5 now for the Knicks.
You know, he does a little bit of everything. When Hart is draining the three-pointer, that's when he's most dangerous.
Lopez sets a screen for Prince. Back to Lopez. Jackson in the corner. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
And a close game. So thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. And what can you say? Towns, an impressive effort here.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
So with Lillard on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Kyle Kuzma is out there with Bobby Portis. Then it's Gary Trent. Then there's Kevin Porter. And it's Sims in at the center, filling out the middle. Portis kicks to Porter. Shot clock at 6. Lays it up off the glass. Porter's got his first points of the night. And the league giving a bit more leeway, GA, to defenders. As a hard-nosed defender yourself, I'm sure you like that change.
Oh, I do. I mean, we all love the intensity of playoff basketball. So why not bring a certain level of physicality to the regular season?
It's Portis atop the key. And Portis throws it down.
Hey, I feel bad for those rims because Portis has no mercy on them, throwing it down with force.
Here's Brunson. The close-range shot is good from Brunson.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Trent against Wright. Trent kicks to Portis. And the three ball is good. Portis has got 5 points now this quarter.
This speaks to how assertive Portis is, and he's skilled at knocking it down off the catch, too.
Brunson takes off. And stolen by Portis. Pass to Sims. And that one is hammered home.
You talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
There's the pick. Here's Wright. Sims with the rebound. Bucks trail by 7. Pass to Portis. And Portis throws it down.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative and make something happen.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That'll be his second foul of the game.
No foul. Second team foul.
Porter against Brunson. There's a screen by Achua. Beyond the arc. Porter pulls it in. The Bucks have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency.
Fantastic job moving the ball there by Porter Jr., understanding exactly what was available when his teammates were open.
Brunson against Porter. 1:29 left in the third. Out to Brunson. 4 on the shot clock. Over Trent. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Brunson's got 9 points in the quarter.
Great jumper there from Brunson, living off that mid-range.
GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
Out of bounds, Milwaukee takes possession. Bucks trail by 5. Outside, Porter. Pass to Portis. It's rebounded by New York. They can trade 2 for 1 here.
Would be the right move, I believe, right now.
Here's Tucker. New York moving the ball around. Brunson scanning the floor. 6 to shoot. To the middle. Here's Hakordi. It's rebounded by Portis. Right against Trent. Launches it. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Trent got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. On deep, Brunson, and the last second attempt doesn't fall. And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Josh Hart out there with Bridges. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
And that's exactly what he's looking to do more and more. Lopez creating for his teammates.
Up top, Hart, covered by Lillard. Outside, Towns. Kept alive. He can't get that one. The Bucks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Antetokounmpo finds Prince. Back to Giannis. Pass to Jackson. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Bridges. Jackson passes to Giannis. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. And the Bucks lead by 2. New York's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Towns, a screen on Lillard. Here's Hart. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Hart's got it all tied up now for New York.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, you don't want to give him any open shots at this stage. Never mind a layup. Come on now. My goodness.
Lillard with the bucket.
You won't find too many players with a better understanding of the pick and roll than Lillard. He runs that set to a T.
Hart. Here's Robinson, and finished off by Robinson.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for him.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Lillard, the pass to Giannis. Kicks it out to Lillard. Back to Giannis. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Man, that was a remarkable pump fake from Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's really good at selling that shot fake.
2 shots.
No good on the second free throw.
Even with the miss, he got the big one there to put him in front.
Puts it up. Here's Anunoby. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And there's a whistle. That goes on Mikal Bridges. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
So it's the Bucks now. They lead by 1. Lillard left side. 6 on the shot clock. Prince misses. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Anunoby passes to Robinson. And the dunk by Robinson. We've seen some great competition in this one.
Yeah, 7 already in the game. I think it shows you how well these two teams match up with one another.
Lillard against Anunoby. Lillard outside. Inside. Antetokounmpo. And the dunk by Giannis.
You know, feeling very comfortable taking a big shot when his team needs it. That's a sign of how Antetokounmpo has matured recently.
The shot's good. Hart's got 4 this quarter.
And that's right in his wheelhouse. Looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Lillard looking around. To the paint. Here's Antetokounmpo. It counts. And the foul. That one is on Towns.
And in addition to his great talent, Antetokounmpo has the reputation of being an outstanding leader as well. He's a clutch player who demands the ball in these situations. You love that.
Yeah, terrific and one on that one. Those are the kind of plays, guys, that win basketball games.
And it's hard penetrating. Outside for Robinson. Outside, Towns. They set the screen. Pass to Anunoby. Yes!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Bucks are gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Kicks it out to Lillard. Off target from outside.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Down low. It's in! They're on cloud 9.
That was a huge lift for this crowd.
So it's the Bucks now.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
It's not open.
Oh, my! What a play.
Boy, just look at what Damian Lillard is doing.
Lillard against Hart. Towns sets the pick for Hart. A kick out to Towns. Bridges outside. A three won't fall.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
And regulation now complete. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with Robinson. Then it's Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Hart in at the 2 guard. Anunoby with it. Guarded now by Prince. Here's Hart. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Lopez, a screen on Anunoby. Lillard against Anunoby. And Lillard kicks to Jackson. Shoots over Bridges. Jackson misses.
And if you ask me what percentage of the time he's making that shot, my answer would be in the single digits.
Well, you can't be forcing a shot like that. You got to keep the ball moving. Get something better.
Towns sets the pick for Bridges. 5 to shoot. And the dunk by Towns.
Rolling. Towns just keeps finding opportunities to score.
And we've got a timeout called by Doc Rivers. He has decided it's the right time to talk. Portis is checked in for Brook Lopez.
Number 9, Bobby Portis.
Bucks trail by 4. Lillard up top. He's guarded by Anunoby. Now Lillard. Outside Portis. Over Robinson. They get it again. Here's Antetokounmpo. Gets the bucket and the foul. That one is on Towns.
It takes so much work to keep Giannis off the glass. He's got that great length and athleticism. Boy, he's a real problem on the boards.
The Knicks shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Anunoby kicks to Bridges. Robinson sets a screen for Bridges. Just 5 on the clock. Looking to get it going. And the layup is up and in. And the Knicks lead by 4.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
The kick out to Antetokounmpo. Back to Lillard. Back to Giannis. He's off on that one. Towns with the defensive effort. Knicks have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop so far in overtime. Towns, the screen. There's the triple. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Towns a screen on Lillard. Here's Anunoby. Here's Robinson. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now it's a 9-point New York lead.
Yeah, coach's pet peeve there. No box out.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
And the shot is good.
Lillard's passing game, a thing of beauty. Got that ball to a guy who had a quality look and got it to him on time.
And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They used up all their energy just getting it to overtime. And guys, overtime not nearly as competitive as regulation. They used up all their energy just getting it to overtime.
So it's New York picking up the win. They escaped with a victory, although they needed an extra period to get it done.
Yeah, but what?
high-powered offenses, and they're not just talented, they're relentless.
And the Milwaukee starting five. Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Damian Lillard out there with Jackson. And it's Prince in at the 3. Now here's Lillard. 6 on the shot clock. To the inside. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Tatum with some nice D. Boston on offense. Outside White. Porzingis with a screen on Prince. White for 3. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board. White against Prince. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Nice ball movement there. Delivered the pass right on time.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. We briefly discussed what he wanted his team to do against Damian Lillard, and he said to not let him get going from deep. Once his 3 ball is falling, everything else becomes easier for him, so we have to talk out there on the perimeter. So expect to see a lot of defensive activity near the 3-point line tonight. Guys?
Okay, thank you, Allie. Well, Richard, with the career he's had, it's hard to believe Drew Holiday has only made 2 All-Star teams.
Well, that speaks to how much talent is at the guard position in this league. But it also shows how we tend to award offense over defense because Drew, his impact is truly felt on the defensive end.
Lopez finds Antetokounmpo. Now here's Lopez. Pass to Lillard. The Bucks need to get up a shot here. And here's Lopez from the arc. Jaylen Brown with a rebound. Boston has gone 0 for 3 from downtown. Boston again missing.
Well, the defense didn't have any impact on that shot, but somehow he still misses it.
Lillard against Holiday. Lillard deciding where to go with it. Pass to Lopez. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. From outside the arc. And another miss by Milwaukee. For Boston, they've gone 0 for 4, missing their first 4 attempts. Porzingis sets a screen. Outside Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Antetokounmpo. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Milwaukee in the lead. First quarter of play, and we're about 3 minutes in.
2 minutes remaining.
Lillard left side. He buries it from 3.
Lillard gets so much lift on his three-pointers. It's almost effortless how he shoots.
And Grant, the combination of Giannis and Lillard, one of the most fearsome pick-and-roll tandems the league has ever seen.
You're spot on, B.A. You surround them with shooting, and you have the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
Now here's Antetokounmpo. Yet to see a basket. Lillard outside. Over Holiday. And it's Milwaukee scoring again.
Starting to find his rhythm. He's cooking, and he knows it.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Brown against Prince. Tatum a screen on Prince. They still need this. Brown can't hit.
Had enough room to finish, and that's one he'll usually make.
Lillard against White. Lillard passes to Prince. Lillard left side. Boston pulls it in. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Tatum passes to White. And the shot is good on the assist by Tatum.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Back to Antetokounmpo. Nifty move. And he lays it in.
That's a guy you want taking shots. A quality offensive player.
3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Tatum with a screen. Back to Brown. Let's go with a three. And again, Boston with the triple.
A consistent shot for him. Brown likes the three.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And Antetokounmpo with the stuff.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Porzingis with a screen on Prince. And the jam by Brown.
I almost can't believe what I saw. Incredible.
I'm speechless, man. I'm speechless. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Milwaukee out in front. They lead by 3. And the second quarter about to get started. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even on the scoreboard so far. All right, what stands out to you from Milwaukee in this one?
It's simple. The main takeaway from the first quarter is they're winning this game with defense.
Making it as difficult as possible for the offense to find clean looks. Great stuff.
Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the point guard position. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. The Bucks leading by 3. And you look at Derek White, Richard, the energy he plays with, it is remarkable.
That's his greatest attribute, his activity on both ends of the floor. Having a high motor is a skill. He keeps coming and tries to wear you down.
4 on the clock. The shot by Lillard, no good.
Defense dodged the bullet that time. Total breakdown.
The kick to Tatum. Here's the 3. Antetokounmpo with the block.
Giannis puts his touch on every aspect of the game. Big reach on display that time.
Here's Tatum. Money on the 19-footer. Just over a minute has passed here in the second quarter. Holiday against Lillard. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Holiday. Lillard passes to Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis dunks it home.
Gotta appreciate the decisiveness of Giannis. Rolling with purpose after setting the screen.
Pass to Tatum. And the Celtics tack on 2 more.
Okay, listen. Tatum can strike from anywhere. The mid-range is an open option for him at all times.
Lillard outside. Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis working inside.
And I love the balance for Lillard between scoring and passing. That time finding his teammate for the great look.
Screen by Antetokounmpo. Lillard passes to Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis dunks it home.
Get him the ball anywhere close to the hoop, that thing's over.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, it's great hearing Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla talk shop. He said everybody tries to break basketball up into offense and defense, but it's one game. Your spacing, decision-making, and shot selection set up your defense. That transition happens so fast, so the game is constantly changing. It's all connected, Brian.
No question. Thanks, Allie. Good stuff there.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
White, the pass to Holiday. Tatum from long range. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Out to Lillard. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Holiday. Lillard passes to Antetokounmpo. Yes, great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got 5 assists in the game. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Here's Milwaukee. Big run right now for him, 11-2. Lillard left side. the ball's knocked loose. White with a steal. Inside. White gets it to go.
You'd love to get the ball this close in every trip where you can almost just not miss.
Jackson down low. Brown's there. Tries to keep it alive. And so the ball out of bounds. Brown touched it last.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most...
Oh, Giannis picking it out of the sky.
Impressive how in sync Giannis is with his squad, enabling them to set up a flashy alley-oop.
Here's Holiday. Tatum from long range. Counted from distance. Tatum's got 7 points here in the quarter.
And that's a defensive lapse. A shooter of his caliber can't be left wide open.
6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. To the paint. Tatum with a steal. Holiday finds Brown. Oh, got a piece of it. Outside Tatum. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo has got 6 rebounds here tonight. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. Oh, and the buzzer beater is good!
Now, this is how you finish a first half, sending them to the locker room with a statement shot from three-point range.
Giannis Antetokounmpo has been on this. Okay, Ali, appreciate it. And, folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
And get ready for the fan half-court shot drums. They're measuring up the shot.
And we've got third quarter basketball here. 2 quarters in the books. It's been a clinic out there by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
If they don't change their approach in the second half, let's just say his success will continue.
On the floor for Milwaukee, Pat Connaughton is out there with Bobby Portis. Then there's Kevin Porter. Then there's Gary Trent. And it's Sims in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Portis, the pass to Sims. Back to Portis. Trent outside. Shot clock at 6. Horford pulls it in.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
Hard to find a season in his career where Horford didn't make an impact, RJ.
One way or another, he's going to help his team win. Still out there doing it and doing it at a high level. He's kind of an ageless wonder.
Here's Pritchard. Nails the baby hook.
Nice execution on him now. Just how you want to draw it out.
Trent outside.
Celtics foul. Sam Hauser. First personal foul. First team foul.
And for those tuning in, we're about a minute into this second half. Porter looks it over. 5 to shoot. Portis the screen. Here's Sims, and he jams it home with authority.
And one move ahead of the defense. A solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Oh, great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
Cornette. That one goes in.
It's harder to thread those passes inside, but the reward is evident.
And so Trent will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. From deep three-point range, an absolute bomb from three-point range. Trent's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Pass to Hauser. And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Cornette sets a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Hauser, that's good.
Great timing and coordination. Lays it in coming off that pick.
Trent outside. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
Woo!
Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Here's Hauser, and he drops in the layup off the glass. All right, I don't want to make you feel too old here, RJ, but you did get drafted back in 2001. What's the biggest change to the game, you think?
Oh, I think without a doubt the physicality and the three ball. Teams are not as physical, and they shoot a lot more threes. When I came in, they were barely shooting them. Now that's all that matters.
Trent with room to shoot. Again, the Bucks. Good for two.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
Boston shooting their initial free throws of the game here.
Personal foul. First team
And the
foul.
first one at the line is good.
The line for the Celtics. Al Horford.
Horford hits them both. Well, Grant, from roster to coaching changes, the Bucks have been trying to become an even more elite team.
Yeah, teams are always tinkering now these days, BA. The Bucks know they are a high-level team, but they want to dominate the competition on another level.
Trent against Horford. Portis into the lane. Second chance effort. The rebound, Celtics. 1:24 left in the third quarter. Trent against Horford. Into the lane. Pass to Cornette from deep. Fires in the triple. Cornette's got 5 points.
This is why you always have to chase guys off the arc, because everyone has a three-point shot now.
Portis gets the bucket.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge. If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Here's Trent. Dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And adds a few more points to their lead, showing off some style.
Wow, that was prime time stuff right there. Boston shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
And he knocks down the first one. And when you talk about the Boston Celtics last year, they were historically good, Richard.
Yeah, they had the fourth best net rating ever in the history of the game. That's Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, the MJ Bulls. Shattered the NBA record for offensive rating at 123.1. They were unreal.
Nice basic one-hander there.
Hey, I think he got some extra bounce off the ground on that one. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
Couldn't quite line that one up. Just got to shake it off and move on to the next one.
Outside Porter. Trent right side. Portis the screen. Trent the pass to Portis. And it's Cornette with a rebound.
Now, I understand that that shot didn't go down, but they will take that look every trip down the floor.
And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks with a 9-point cushion at the end of the quarter. And it's all due to their ability to... And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
You've got to admire the vision just as much as the accuracy. Not many players can even spot that.
With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store. They've got Luke Cornette, Torrey Craig out there with Al Horford. Then there's Peyton Pritchard, and it's Hauser in at the shooting guard position. That's the Boston 5. Prince against Holiday. Back to Prince. Pass to Lopez. And here's Lillard from beyond the arc. He's off on that one. Celtics trail by 9. White on the wing. Defended by Lillard. Knocked loose. And stolen by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo striding up court on the break. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
They've been defending with excellent anticipation all game long. Just look at how many times they've managed to get their hands on the ball.
Well, another area they've been productive is off of turnovers, scoring many times after forcing the ball out of their opponent's hands.
Lillard on the drive. And the jam by Antetokounmpo.
Just keeping the game simple. Lillard's patience and acute understanding of pick and rolls comes in handy.
Lets a floater go. Tatum inside. Antetokounmpo covering. 5 on the clock. Brown looking around. Offline with a 3.
That is not a guy you want to allow open looks from range. Lucky for the defense, he just couldn't get it to go.
Outside White. 4-3. They get it back.
Using his athleticism on the boards. Gotta put a body on Brown or this will happen.
Milwaukee leading by 9. And here's Lillard. Fires the 3. And it's Jason Tatum with the rebound. Now the Celtics on the move. Prince against White. Outside Tatum from the arc. JT for 3.
Well, Tatum is the obvious option for the catch and shoot. He's such an efficient scorer.
Lillard against Holiday. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Holiday. Antetokounmpo outside. Clock at 6. Pass to Lopez. Oh, deflected. It's stolen by Tatum. It's 2-on-1. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2.
And Brown is a talented scorer who also excels at drawing fouls.
And both free throws good for Brown.
See, it's easy to see why his teammates trust him. He's a leader on this team and loves coming up huge in the clutch.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
For 3, Porzingis. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. Antetokounmpo's got 7 rebounds in the game. Oh, and the jam by Giannis.
Beyond belief. I mean, such a creative talent. And I'm not surprised to see Giannis get flashy on the finish.
Holiday taking his time here. Tatum with a screen. Holiday passes to Tatum. Look at Tatum using his length.
And this is exactly who Tatum is. Someone who doesn't back down from taking the big shots.
Antetokounmpo outside. The crossover. Yes. Great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got his 7th assist here tonight. And Brown has got the ball here for Boston. 6-point game. Tatum, screen on Prince. And here's Brown for 3. It's Milwaukee with a rebound. They've led by as many as 11. Lillard outside. There's 53 seconds left in the 4th quarter here. 6 to shoot. Screen by Antetokounmpo. The 3-pointer off the mark. And so it's Boston with it. They've given up just 8 points in the 4th.
That's his shot. And one, I'm sure, he wants back.
Holiday finds Brown. Outside Holiday. Porzingis with a screen on Antetokounmpo. 3-pointer Holiday. Damian Lillard with the rebound. It's stolen by Tatum. Prince against Brown. Tatum a screen on Prince. And here's Brown for 3. Boston again missing. Fires from way outside. Can't connect. And so it's Milwaukee with the W. They played the villain tonight. Allie, thank you as always.
Thank you for
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thanks for watching.
there with OG Anunoby. Here we go. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Hart in at the 2-guard spot. And for the Celtics, the post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. White in at shooting guard with Brown playing small forward. And it's Holiday in at the 1 spot. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. We've got a couple of top contenders from the Eastern Conference, Greg, and this one feels like there's a little extra buzz in the air. Do you feel it?
Oh, Kevin, it's almost that postseason feel, right? High expectations for both of these teams. A great opportunity to lock in and kind of get a barometer for where you are against a playoff level opponent.
Brown kicks to Tatum. Pass to White. Clock at 6. Brown with a screen on Anunoby. White. That 3 off the mark.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Porzingis comes with the double team. Some nice passing by New York here. White against Hart. Back to Towns. And Hart has it in the corner. There's a screen by Achua. From the line. Hart, no good.
Well, if you have the space, you have to take that shot. He missed it, but he's trying to keep the defense on it.
That's what makes Tatum so dangerous. Offensively, he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective.
And one of the most respected players in the NBA is Drew Holiday.
Yeah, Kevin, he's a 3-time Teammate of the Year award winner. He's also a Sportsmanship Award winner. He is a pro's pro.
Here's Holiday after Mikal Bridges' bucket. Holiday surveying the floor. Towns against Porzingis. Brown outside. Launches it. It's rebounded by Towns. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. Towns sets the pick for Hart. The kick out to Towns. Pass to Achua. Anunoby outside. Takes it off the glass.
Well, all of us coaches, we love when you can create looks in close.
Brown outside. And then Brown with the dunk.
What a flush. Great athleticism from Brown.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Hey, Kevin, briefly spoke with Joe Mazzulla, and they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. We'll try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. Let's see if they can accomplish it. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks.
A shifty player who really thrives on making the right play. Holiday sure runs a smooth pick and roll.
Anunoby, no good. Boston leading by 5. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
Here's White. It's hauled in by Achua. Knicks trail by 5. And here is Hart. Nothing on the board. Going inside. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, with his skill and confidence with the ball, if you put him in position, he'll reward you.
Holiday against Bridges. And he comes up with the deuce.
A really smart player. Holiday can find the spaces inside and exploit them for points.
Now, here's Bridges. Towns, a screen on Holiday. Outside, Towns. From beyond the arc, and then some.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Anunoby against Tatum. And the foul called on OG Anunoby. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
There's 21 seconds left here in the opening quarter. White looking around. 6 on the shot clock. Holiday against Bridges. Moves back up. Can't get the layup.
Wow. Missed the easy one right there, right at the rim, but came up empty.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And when you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what do you think?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
Yeah, they've looked sharp early on with their offense, getting good chances and converting what they've taken.
Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second quarter for the Celtics. Now, here's Bridges. The kick out to Anunoby. There's a screen by Achua. Brown against Anunoby. That ties the game. Anunoby's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Knicks.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
And the ability to score in many ways when Tatum drives with force, get out of his way.
Here's Anunoby. Holiday brings the double team. Here's Bridges. Pass to Hart. Towns sets the pick for Hart. New York needs to get off a shot. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. Tatum with it. He's got 5. Porzingis with a screen on Anunoby. Here's Tatum. Cans the 12-footer. And it's a 4-point Celtic lead.
Oh, the control Tatum plays with is just mesmerizing.
And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates is a big part of it.
And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report.
And it's crucial that Anunoby knocks down that jumper, showing how skilled he is from the perimeter.
Screen by Porzingis. Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone. Tatum kicks to Porzingis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. Jason Tatum again. Tatum's got the lead up to 6 now for Boston.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
And sometimes you get in a shootout like this, but you just hope that you can get a stop first.
Here's Towns. Rebound Boston. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound in this one. And there's a whistle. It goes on Mikal Bridges. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Holiday against Bridges. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. Well, Stan, we've heard talk about players not heaving up a shot at the buzzer to protect their shooting percentage. Have you run into that at all?
Oh, Kevin, that definitely happens. Players are concerned about all of those numbers, shooting percentages being one of them, because they become a factor in contract negotiations. But they have to realize, number one, you've got to do what gives your team a chance to win. And number two, with all the analytics, teams separate out what they call heaves at the end of quarters.
Now Holiday, after OG Anunoby missed from long range. Tatum with a screen on Bridges. Here's Holiday. That's short off the rim.
Well, and even though he couldn't get that one to fall, that's a shot they want him taking.
Here's Hart. And the shot goes in. Hart's got his second basket of the night. Celtics leading by 6. Now Tatum. He's got 12. 30 seconds left in the second quarter. To the middle. Here's Porzingis. It's hauled in by Karl-Anthony Towns. Towns has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Bridges attacking. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Goodness. Mikal Bridges. Thundering slam off the bounce.
Brown with a screen on Anunoby. And stolen by Anunoby. To the inside. And Towns throws it down.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
A sequence like that really does sting.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. Jalen Brunson out there with Wright. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then it's P.J. Tucker. And it's Accordi in at power forward. Stan, as you know, in past years, Peyton Pritchard had always wanted a starting role. Now, more opportunity, and he has responded.
Yeah, Kevin, he's very competitive and certainly deserving of rotation minutes. He is just now entering his prime.
Outside, Horford. Oh, good with the triple. The Knicks shooting certainly a key for them in this one. 55% from the field. From deep, Brunson. The straight lefty stroke of Jalen Brunson.
Maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot that D can afford to give him.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Brunson the pass to Robinson. Off with the layup. Boston trailing. Down low, intercepted. And now here comes Wright, leading the break. Brunson with a clean look, buries the long-range jumper. Brunson's got 8.
Just a reflexive move by Brunson, putting complete trust in his mechanics.
Here's Pritchard, still without a basket. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Well, he got to his spot in the mid-range, and that's a shot he's going to make more often than not.
Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. Pass to Robinson. Right outside. At the teardrop, he lays it in. Wright's got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
Oh, perfect timing there to knock down the teardrop.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the 2 J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
Back, David, remember a couple of years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. Well, they're still together. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Pritchard passes to Cornette. Misses the three.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down. Putting that pass right in his stride. Didn't have to slow up and was able to complete the play.
Horford with the screen on Brunson. Here's Pritchard. And that one drops for him. Pritchard's got 4 this quarter.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the pick.
Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. A second chance effort. Pass to Tucker. Robinson a screen on Craig. Lets a floater go, and they get it back. Just 2 to shoot. Stolen away. And pushing it up, here's Boston. The Celtics keep it going. A new 14-second shot clock. Up top right. Robinson sets a screen for Brunson. Puts it up from 12, and he nails the jumper. Brunson's got 10 points in just the second half.
And you can tell Brunson has been well coached. He knows just when to call for that pick and roll.
Pritchard gets the bucket.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
Brunson being aggressive.
And man, can Brunson get going in a hurry? He's got his fingerprints all over this one.
Horford with the screen on Brunson. Takes it inside. Pritchard gets the bucket.
Well, that's easy pickings for him. Unless the defense is all over him, he'll take that all day long.
Brunson right side. The kick out to right. Back to Brunson. Banked in off the glass. Brunson's got 14 points for the game.
And that's right where they wanted to go with the ball in rhythm.
Jalen Brunson has been on display for the Knicks. He totaled 14 points. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
Wow, that was an absolute masterpiece of an assist. He knew exactly when to deliver the ball, and it made for a beautiful score.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. Oh, wow, what a quick move inside.
That is incredible. My goodness. Brown with the massive throwdown.
Towns sets the pick for Bridges. The kick out to Towns. Pass to Anunoby. Shot clock at 6. Towns the screen. Shoots the 3. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. On the wing, Holiday. He's guarded by Anunoby. Tatum looking around. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
And it's going to take more than that to stop Tatum, a wing who can score in so many different ways.
And the foul on Drew Holiday. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Bridges against Holiday. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way. Basket here gets them back in front.
And it's been a long time coming, partner.
Porzingis with a screen on Bridges. Bridges against Holiday. 6 to shoot. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, credit Holiday for getting to the line on that one. With his quickness and length, I'd like to see him do that more often.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Bridges with it. Now guarded by Porzingis. Here's Towns, and the dunk by Towns.
And forget those threes, Cat. Get the easy ones.
Tatum with a screen on Bridges. And Holiday kicks to Porzingis. Holiday against Bridges. There's the lob to Brown. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
A big athletic finish by Brown. Polishing off the lob pass with authority.
Bridges outside. Towns for 3. The offensive rebound. Rebounded by the Celtics. Outside, White. Porzingis passes to White. Tatum with the screen on Hart. And White kicks to Tatum. Taking the tough shot, Jason Tatum.
And there's the frame being put to use by Tatum. He knows he's dangerous down low.
And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Here's Bridges. 1:46 left here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock at 5. Towns a screen on Brown. Anunoby has the open look. It's hauled in by Brown. Here are the Celtics with the ball. Big stretch here going 10-2. It's to Porzingis. Back to Brown. Porzingis sets the pick for Brown. White finds Tatum. Here's the 3. Tatum from 3.
And let's give some credit to Tatum. Doesn't crack when the pressure's on. He just seems to embrace the moment.
Bridges against Holiday. It drops. And now they trail by just 4.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
They kick out to Brown. Porzingis sets the pick for Brown. Shoots over Towns. Brown, no good.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
And then foul, trying to extend that game.
And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Look, you can get away with a lot in terms of screens today. But you can't make it that obvious.
On offense, here are the Celtics. They're on a 13-4 run right now. 2 points. That one goes.
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
And here is Brown. So we see Boston get the win here. It was up for grabs, right? Thank you, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for Stan Van...
Welcome to third. And a look at the starters for the Knicks. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Bridges in at the 1. And from Milwaukee, inside we have Giannis and Lopez. Damian Lillard out there with Jackson. And it's Prince in at the 3. Grant, one thing these teams have in common, they are great at rebounding the basketball.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, it'll be a battle down low. Boxing out is vital, and second chance points may just decide this game.
Now here's Hart. And he goes in for the dunk.
What a dunk from Hart, showing off his athleticism there.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to spend a few minutes with Doc Rivers, and he said when you watch film on Karl Anthony Towns, his size is impressive, but when you're actually standing next to him, he looks a whole lot bigger, and he knows how to use that size on the blocks and on the perimeter, which makes him an especially tough cover. Brian?
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Here's Bridges after the basket by Milwaukee on the other end. Hart against Lillard. The 3. And Hart is good for 3. Hart's got 5 points.
And he can hurt you from there. The D must be up on Hart when he has the ball.
Antetokounmpo, a screen on Anunoby. Anunoby against Lillard. Inside. Oh, it's stolen by Towns. And Giannis Antetokounmpo picks up that foul. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
And just around a minute and a half into this first quarter. And stolen by Antetokounmpo.
Well, a little head scratcher there, guys. There's no reason to force the ball inside like that. I understand the thought process, but the pass just has to be better. Yeah, you could throw that pass just about anywhere, even the top of the square for Giannis to go and get it.
And it's the Knicks with the ball after the basket by Milwaukee on the other end. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Hanging on the rim, just showing off.
That's how you extend the glory right there. When the Knicks are having a good season, it is amazing how excited their fans get.
Well, it's been generations, PA, that have been salivating for this franchise to get back to its winning ways. The last championship came in 1973, so as a fan, you can't help but get fired up when there's a chance at a title run.
Now here's Hart. He's got 5. Towns, a screen on Lillard. For 3. Prince grabs the miss.
Well, the D really getting away with one there. No one on him, and that's going to be good 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow.
Here's Anunoby. Here's Hart. Kicks it out Towns from behind the arc. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in. Down low. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It goes on Josh Hart.
And Giannis that time just making the most of that play, getting the foul, still getting the shot off.
Well, Grant, they say early in Giannis's career, he had to work not just on his game, but his attitude.
And that's true, B.A. It wasn't a bad attitude. He just lacked an edge. The ruthless mindset that all great players have. But, man, once he got that edge, he never lost it.
Here's Bridges. Outside Hart. Towns, a screen on Lillard. Here's Hart. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Just great offense. The screen freeing him up for the slam.
Hey, without that screen, he doesn't get a clean look at the rim.
Yeah, well, he settled for the layup when you can attack the rim and rise up like that.
Now here's Jackson. Still without a bucket. Pass to Lopez. Yes, and a nice assist from Jackson.
Good soft hands there from Lopez, efficient in the catch-and-shoot motion.
Hard against Lillard. Towns, a screen on Lillard. 3-pointer. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the board. The Bucks leading by 3. Lillard passes to Lopez. Anunoby against Lillard. And the layup is good off the glass. Lillard's got his third bucket of the night.
And Lillard refusing to be denied.
Hart passes to Towns. Hart against Lillard, who poked away. To the inside, Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Now here's Lillard. He has 7 to the middle. Now about 10 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Prince against Anunoby. And he drives in. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
And the gamble paying off.
Strong defense followed by some smart offense. That's just good fundamentals.
Lillard left side. The 3 from Prince. The shot that time not on target. It could go. No good. Would have counted had it gone. Josh Hart getting it done for New York. Hunting for... And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out ahead in the second quarter. All right, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for New York.
They've been really going at the defense in the painted area, and so far the opposition really hasn't had an answer for them.
They've also done a great job of taking turnovers and producing out of that, working really hard that they're not wasting extra chances that they're creating.
Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the 3, the small forward. So that's who Milwaukee starts the second with. Here's Towns. And it's powered home by Towns.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
These teams have really gone back and forth.
Yeah, 5 lead changes already. This one's going to be a battle for sure.
Towns on a screen. Hart goes in. And it's in there. Hart's got 11 points.
A reminder to the defense, Hart will drive if you give him that kind of room.
Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Lillard passes to Lopez. Off target from outside. And so Anunoby will bring it up for the Knicks. Pass to Towns. He hits that one. 2 for 5 now.
And he is a force in the paint. Towns is such a huge presence inside for them.
Offensively, Karl Anthony Towns is one of the most well-rounded big men in the league, Grant.
Yeah, maybe in league history, B.A. He's an elite three-point shooter, post scorer, and his passing is severely underrated.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Thanks, Brian. The Knicks, one of the top defensive teams in the league, and it starts in the paint. Coach Tom Thibodeau said, quote, "We've prided ourselves on having a tight shell. We've got great rim protection, guys who take charges, and we're aggressive on the ball. Guys, great defense has always been Tibbs' MO."
And nothing has changed now. Thanks, Allie. New York leading by 5. Seems like this offense is being executed the way it was designed.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach couldn't be happier with the results. Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Here's Lillard after the basket by New York on the other end. Oh, down low, the Greek freak.
And I like that. Giannis slowing down just a little bit, in control there.
The Knicks have gotten off to a sensational 5 for 5 start in the second quarter. Robbed. Lillard outside. Pass to Lopez. From downtown. And it's New York with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Here's Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Well, that's exactly what you expect. Mitchell Robinson within 3 feet. That's 2 points.
Antetokounmpo, the pass to Lopez. Pass to Jackson. Back to Lopez. Clock at 4. Here's Antetokounmpo. Look at Giannis playing big inside against contact.
And you can see early on that Giannis wanted to be aggressive. I mean, he's taken over at the offensive end.
Here's Hart. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy. Hart's got 4 points this quarter.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Lillard against Anunoby. Lillard looking around. Oh, nice D from Anunoby. New York leading by 7. They push it up 4 on 3. That's good from Towns. On the assist from Hart. Towns has got 8.
They've been the more poised team tonight, and the score reflects that.
Yeah, just really pouring it on right now, trying to take away the opposition's motivation to keep competing in this one.
Defensively, got to close out a little faster. That's a look he'll make with regularity.
The shot by Towns, no good. Milwaukee has gone 1 for 3 from downtown here in the second.
So nice to watch Giannis in the open floor, how graceful he is at covering so much ground.
And stolen by Jackson. Oh, and a fast break for the Bucks. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and the game clock. Giannis goes, oh, come on, Giannis. Unreal.
I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
Hart passes to Towns. Here's Robinson. Outside Hart. Towns a screen on Lillard. Gets it off. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. And the first half comes to an end. We've got a close. Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the half-court shot. Drum roll. They're measuring up the shot.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. It's been a clinic out there by Giannis Antetokounmpo.
When he got good position and they got the ball to him, he was automatic.
Yeah, we'll see if the double teams start to come here in the second half to make them adjust offensively, but he's going to keep going at it.
So on the floor for the Knicks, they've got P.J. Tucker. Jalen Brunson is out there with DeLon Wright. Then there's Precious Achiuwa, and it's Porty in at the 5, roaming the paint. Brunson, so confident at the rim. And this is a star-driven league, but talk about the importance of role players, Grant.
Oh, B.A., a lot of times they're the ones who carry the day. You know what you'll get from your stars, but when the X factor ignites, that can make the difference.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul.
Well, the lefty listed at 6'1", Jalen Brunson, is a bit of a different matchup. He's just so physical, and he can play on and off the ball. Dare I call it funky?
And he gets that one.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Bucks trail by 4. Trent outside. Pass to Sims. And there's the drive. And he slams it in one-handed.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Here's Porty. Yet to see a basket. Here's Tucker. Knocks down the long J.
Tucker can knock down the long-range 3 ball. You just can't give him that much room to settle in.
Porter the pass to Sims. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
Oh, save that for the dunk contest. That flush was so extra.
Whether or not this game is close, he's the same guy, focused on finishing firm at the rim. Now here's Tucker.
Whose man is that?
Brunson looks it over. Clock at 6. Pass to Porty. Second chance shot. And there's the shot clock violation. couldn't get the shot off in time. And the Bucks making a change here. Kuzma's checked in. The Bucks trail by 3. And that's a foul called on DeLon Wright. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Porter. Here's Portis for 3. Knocks down the triple. Portis has gotten himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Porter against Brunson. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Right, pass to Brunson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Achua with a screen. Brunson missing again.
You could see he wanted to get him back. Sadly, he couldn't capitalize from outside the arc.
Brent, everyone loves an underdog story, and there's few better than that of Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, this kid falling into the second round and all the perception around whether or not he was big enough or can he shoot the ball, is he athletic enough? This guy has continued to work hard every year and turned himself into an all-star and an all-NBA player.
To the paint, and another shot. Porty. Oh, 3 chances on that possession, but they just can't find a way to score. Trent against Brunson. And there's a pick. Inside, here's Sims, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Here's Brunson outside. It's hauled in by Portis. The Bucks have got 5 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. And he dunks it down.
Well, recognizing the size mismatch and then turns it into an easy basket there. They've got to do a better job with defensive help.
To the middle. Here's Porty. Yes, and a nice assist from Brunson. Porty's got his first basket.
Brunson, a nice feed. That's just good offense.
Portis with a screen on right. Portis outside. 40 seconds left in the third. An open look for Porter. Again, Milwaukee. Knicks trail by 4. Outside Brunson. 4-3. Brunson nails it.
Brunson making the right call. The pick and roll gets him totally set up.
Now Trent. 17 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Here's Kuzma. And there it is for him.
Yeah, there was a lack of intensity in the first half, but these teams have now turned it up.
You asked for those hustle plays earlier in the game. We're seeing them now. That's a tough rebound if you don't have the length that he does, so the size paying off.
And as we finish the third quarter, it's still close. Both teams trading buckets. Milwaukee. And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. Milwaukee leading by 3. Inside, we have Giannis and Lopez. Jackson out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 on the floor for the Bucks. Brent, we've never seen a player like Giannis. How do you stop him? Or how do you at least slow him down?
Well, B.A., there's a reason why I'm over here in a suit and the coaches are over there in their suits. That's their job. And Giannis is just one of those guys you hope is having an off night. Force him into as many jump shots as you possibly can. But inside, Giannis is going to get there, and he's going to devastate you.
Win or lose, this is the fight you want to see from your players.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
Towns against Lopez. Here's Antetokounmpo. Yep, that one's good. Antetokounmpo's got 19 points.
Fundamental play there from Lopez, spotting the open man and then sending him the ball.
Here's Hart, kicks it out Towns. And it goes. as the official calls the foul. Count it, and he'll shoot one more at the line.
First personal foul.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Bucks.
Yeah, what stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
Another part of what they've done tonight is to get a lot of work done in the mid-range. And that's a shot that a lot of teams are willing to let you take. Well, they've knocked him down.
From 15 feet away, Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. Towns has got his 4th rebound in this one. Outside Hart.
And Hart playing with his right now, just going all out.
First personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Knicks.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up.
Taking 2 shots.
So he makes 1 of 2, and the second one misses. Milwaukee is gone 5 of 10 from beyond the three-point line in this game. And the ball out of play, the Knicks will have it. And a little over a minute and a half gone by in the 4th. Towns on a screen. Hard with it. Guarded by Antetokounmpo. Towns against Antetokounmpo. Kicks it out Towns to take the lead. New York again can't hit. Well, Milwaukee's shooting 70% from the field. A performance that has been fun to watch. Jackson against Bridges. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Bridges. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson, the pass to Lopez. Off target with the 3. The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 to open the 4th quarter. Hart goes in. They now take the lead. Hart's got 5 points now this quarter.
And we don't see this too often, but Hart getting it going here and catching fire.
Pass to Prince. And here's Lopez. Lillard outside. Lopez, the screen on Anunoby. Here's Lillard. And he elevates for the slam. Mitchell Robinson on the wrong end of that one.
And that is what you need in big moments. Lillard's a strong leader with competitive drive. Bingo.
Now here's Hart. Towns, the screen on Lillard.
I love how hard Hart is fighting on plays like that, taking the extra contact.
He drops the first one, and that ties this game up.
2 shots.
And so he's good on both free throws, and that gives him a lead.
You might want to think twice before sending him to the line again. He gets locked in when the game gets close.
Kicks it out to Antetokounmpo. Back to Lillard. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Towns has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Lillard against Anunoby. Towns, a screen on Lillard. Towns outside. From outside the arc. Count it. That's his 6th field goal in 12 tries.
And in the big moments, Towns ups the ante, which allows him to knock down the important shots.
Lopez, the screen. The Bucks need to get up a shot here. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for New York.
They've been all about high percentage looks in this game, working the ball inside, doing whatever it takes to get it to go.
Well, if we add another thing to it, it's about the urgency they've played with. I mean, you look at the eyes of these guys, they're focused, wanting to get up tempo, and that's helped them score on the fast break.
Lillard against Anunoby. Lopez, the screen on Anunoby. Here's Lillard. And he sinks it. And now they trail by just 4.
The stakes don't shake Lillard at all. He stays cool and finds the clutch basket.
It's hard on the wing. Lillard comes with a double. Pass to Towns. Going inside. That is what I'm talking about.
Wow. Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
Here's Antetokounmpo. And it's good.
And he was dominant in their last outing. And the same thing here tonight. He is in a terrific groove right now.
Seems to be nobody standing in his way. No roadblocks for.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
Night presentation here. So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And it's Porzingis in at the 5. And for Milwaukee, the post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Jackson is out there with Damian Lillard. And it's Prince in at the small forward position. Well, Greg, this matchup features two teams that want to slow things down and run their offense in the half court.
Yeah, both sides are methodical. They want to get into their sets and create quality looks and also have floor balance. I'd be surprised if we see a ton of fast break opportunities tonight.
On offense, here are the Bucks. Antetokounmpo finds Jackson. Giannis left side. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. And so Brown will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Back to Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Jackson. The 3 from Tatum. Rebounded by the Bucks.
And the way he was able to reach out towards that release had an impact.
Well, no question. He altered that shot, and most of the time, that's just as good as blocking it.
Lillard against Holiday. Clock at 6. And yes, it's good.
And the first of many to come. Explosive offensive talent on both sides.
And that's the story of the league right now. Most any team can beat any other team on any given night.
And Holiday's nimbleness gets him to the hoop on that one. His athletic ability is off the charts.
And we all hear talk about Drew Holiday's defense, but you know, Doris, he is much more than that. You've said it countless times.
Kevin, this is a guy who's a tremendous rebounder for a guard, a very willing playmaker. He can carry a scoring burden if you need him to, but he's also willing to take a very limited number of shots. It's all about the team with him.
That gives them the lead.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Contact just doesn't matter against Giannis. Once he's inside, he is not to be stopped.
Jackson against Holiday. Here's Brown. Driving in. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a three-point play. That's on Brook Lopez. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in. I'm going to try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. And here's Holiday after Damian Lillard was able to get the 3 to go. Porzingis sets the pick for Brown. Over in the corner, White. Holiday, a screen on Lillard. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Milwaukee in the lead. On the wing, Jackson. Lopez outside. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Boy, love watching Brook Lopez go to work. Superb at playing to his strengths down on the box.
And the foul called on Antetokounmpo. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
58 seconds left to play here in the first. Tatum passes to Holiday. Back to Tatum. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time.
What a weapon the 3 has become for Jason Tatum. Look out.
Antetokounmpo, a screen on Holiday. Here is Lillard. 5 points in the game. No good from outside. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And White kicks to Tatum. From the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
Well, Jason Tatum always working to expand his range. He might as well be in the next counting.
And Jackson throws it down.
Wow. We are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. Tatum with a screen on Jackson. Outside Holiday. No good on that one. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Celtics leading by a point. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
And a few of those led to quick scores at the other end. Really active first quarter for them.
On the court right now for the Celtics. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. The post pair. Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. Doors, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously, this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes. They led the league in attempts. But obviously, your two best players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
A wide open look here for Holiday. Off target with his 3. Lillard surveying the D. Lopez outside. Lopez sets a screen for Prince. Back to Lopez. Just 5 on the clock. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition take foul. And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
Lillard against Holiday. Lillard, right side, Antetokounmpo, and the dunk by Giannis.
Known for his scoring there. Lillard with a fantastic pass in that screen and roll.
For Boston, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Tatum against Giannis. Porzingis sets the pick for Tatum. Over Giannis. True on the 14-footer. Tatum's got the lead up to 4 now for the Celtics.
Jason Tatum's jumper is just so pure. This guy is on point with the midi right now.
Lillard dishes to Jackson. Back to Lillard. Bucks passing it around. And there's Jackson on the assist by Lillard. Jackson's got 5 points so far.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Jackson against Holiday. Brown the pass to Porzingis. And White kicks to Porzingis. Drills it from outside. Porzingis has got his second bucket tonight.
Now, this is why they call him the unicorn. Porzingis off the catch, ready to rise and fire. That's 7'3", everybody.
Lillard against Holiday. Lillard outside. Lopez sets a screen for Lillard. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. It's been a few years now, Doris, but it feels like point guard is the position in the NBA.
Well, Kevin, we certainly have our share of great point guards. Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, they seem to be in the MVP conversation consistently. But the last couple MVPs, you look back, you've got a couple of centers. For a long time, the small forward spot dominated the game. It's really something that's in constant flux.
And Lillard is going to pick up a foul.
First personal
That's
foul.
his first foul.
Second team foul.
We've got 1:08 left in the first half. Holiday gets the bucket.
Oh, a nifty finisher. You didn't think Holiday would back down inside, did you?
It's Giannis with the drive. It's good.
There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Antetokounmpo with the steal. Pass to Lopez. Back to Antetokounmpo. Prince outside. Shot clock at 6. And he makes good on his first shot of the game. And now just a 1-point Celtic lead.
Now, it's not just Taurean Prince's defense that makes him an impactful player. This guy understands how to play in pick and roll. What a nice job.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking, jump shot, gave a little pump fake, and then off to the races.
Jackson dishes to Lopez. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
$15 seconds left in the first half. Antetokounmpo, a screen on Holiday. Offensive rebound. Lillard outside. It'll count. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Celtics lead by 3. Got a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
So with Lillard on the bench, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers right now. Porter is out there with Gary Trent. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then there's Pat Connaughton. And it's Sims in at the 5 down low. And there's the call on Kevin Porter.
First personal foul.
That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Hauser the pass to Craig. Outside, Horford. Sinks the triple. Horford's got his first 3 points of the game.
They need that floor spacing ability from Horford. It's big for them when he's knocking down triples.
Well, Greg, it took 40 years, but the Bucks finally won their second NBA title back in 2021.
Yeah, Kareem leading that 71 squad. Giannis was the man in 2021, averaging 35 and 13 during the finals, closing out the Suns with that 50-piece in Game 6.
Just 4 to shoot. Here's Cornette. His 3-pointer's off the mark. Bucks trail by 4. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter.
Sam Hauser. First personal foul. First team foul.
Porter kicks to Sims, driving inside, and he bangs it home with one hand.
And how about Porter Jr.'s court awareness? Excellent job finding the open man with the pass.
Here's the screen. Here's Hauser. They get the rebound. 6 on the shot clock. Fires the three. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hauser's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens. Well, more and more you see big men working on the outside shot, and this guy has one of the better ones in the league.
Horford with the screen on Porter. Pritchard passes to Hauser. Here's Pritchard. The three. Buries it from three-point range.
And guys getting into a nice groove here, starting to feel it.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Trent outside. Pass to Sims.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Now Connaughton. Lets the three fly. With the clock winding down. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness. Trent can't hit.
Just enough coverage to bother that three-point attempt.
Here's Pritchard. And the three off target. Bucks trail by 5. To the middle. Here's Portis. And Portis throws it down.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Well, credit him for going for it, not settling, saying, I'm going to attack.
And the way the Celtics can attack teams' doors with their 5-out set, it's impossible to fully defend it.
Kevin, there is so much space on the floor because they have shooters at every single position and guys who balance that shooting with an ability to get off the dribble drive. This is as good an offense as we've seen.
It's his first trip to the line.
An 85% shooter there, and they've been able to count on him hitting his shots from the line.
An efficient night from the line. This is a guy who puts in the work and it pays dividends.
There's a good screen. Now, here's Trent. Not a lot of room. Pass to Sims. Got a piece of it.
Milwaukee foul. Kevin Porter Jr.
Boston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Third team foul.
And he knocks down the first one.
Shooting for Boston, Peyton Pritchard.
He's perfect from the line this time. Bucks trail by 6. Trent outside. Six to shoot. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam, using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there. Sure. Here's Pritchard, guarded by Porter. Porter with the steal. Here's Connaughton. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
Milwaukee ball.
And here's Trent outside. The shot missing. And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Celtics. They're up by 4. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Horford is out there with Torrey Craig. And it's Pritchard in at the point.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Kept alive. Here's Porzingis. White, wide open. He fires. A three-pointer off the mark.
And even without that three ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Antetokounmpo finds Lillard, and the foul on Drew Holiday. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And here's Prince outside.
This is what makes Derek White so dangerous. Yes, he can score it. Yes, he can pass it. But he is a tenacious defender.
Porzingis sets the pick for White. Over Prince. White, good. White's got the lead up to 6 now for the Celtics. Milwaukee's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Prince's shot is good.
It's hard to make your way in today's NBA without being a tremendous three-point shooter. Taurean Prince doing work from beyond the arc.
Holiday dishes to Tatum. Pass to White. Back to Tatum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Antetokounmpo pulls it in.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
And Boston with the rebound. Tatum's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. White looking around. Driving in. He gets that one. And the Celtics lead by 5.
Well, Derek White showing you I can put it on the deck and finish off a pretty drive. Nicely done, Derek.
And Derek White picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Lillard outside. Pass to Jackson. Back to Lillard. The Bucks working the ball around.
You have to love the mindset of Porzingis trying to contest every shot he can. Plays with so much energy.
Prince against Brown. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That's his first foul. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. It's the three-point bomb. And now it's an 8-point Celtic lead.
Boy, don't let Porzingis get cooking from three-point territory. He is a sweet shooting big man.
Prince against White. Screen by Antetokounmpo. Prince's shot is good.
How about Taurean Prince? The confidence to take and make a big-time shot.
Holiday surveying the floor. The kick out to Tatum. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 3 assists in the game. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Holiday against Lillard. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Second shot opportunity. Here's Antetokounmpo. Rebound by the Celtics. Tatum's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Porzingis with a screen on Giannis. Lets it go from 14. Tatum's shot is off.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
Giannis charging into the lane. Money.
And you know, he knows he's the leader of this team. Giannis embracing the opportunity to come through with big baskets.
Holiday against Jackson. Jacks up a 3. The shot by Holiday, no good. And Prince has got the ball here for the Milwaukee Bucks. Fires for 3. And that one goes out of bounds. That's touched by Lillard.
Just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Jackson against Holiday. With the drive. And the layup's good off the glass.
And how about the burst there of speed from Holiday on the drive, zipping in before the D can rotate.
And to Tacumbo. It falls. Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. White against Lillard. Now White. So we see Boston get the win here. They seem to relish their... All right, David, thank you. Thank you.